We need to record. Awesome. Welcome to our What is Coaching call. We are so excited that you have joined us tonight, or maybe you're catching the recording of this. My name is Jen. On behalf of myself and all of the other coaches here, I want to thank you for taking the time to be here with us this evening to learn a little bit about what this coaching opportunity is. We want to be really mindful of your time tonight. We're sure that you're busy. We're busy as well. So we're hoping to keep the call to 30 minutes. If you have any questions as we go through, please pop them in the chat. We are totally here for you to get your questions answered. So don't hold back. We'll do our best to answer them for you. So what is coaching? This is like the number one question that we get and why we're all here today. You know, it's funny because the term coaching can almost be misleading in a little bit, right? We hear coach and we think, oh, they must be an expert. They must be like totally like a personal trainer or a dietitian or a nutritionist who fully knows everything. And that's not what we are. We truly are humans who are on our own journey path of self-discovery, of, working on our health and wellness, becoming stronger, better humans. And we are simply inviting the people in our lives to join us and like jump on this gravy train of just feeling good. So in no way, shape, or form do you have to be an expert. We are parents, we are teachers, we are entrepreneurs, we're government workers. Like we are busy people, but we have found this passion in these programs and how they've changed and impacted us. And all we want to do is share that with people around us. We also have this incredible opportunity as a coach to build a real freaking business. And we're going to talk more about that this evening, how that business kind of gets built, like how you make money as a coach. We're going to answer frequently asked questions at the end. But being able to mentor and build a team is truly incredible. Imagine if you got to handpick your coworkers and help people get healthy and fit together. Like it really is a dream come true. So this evening, what we're going to do is have a few of the coaches from our team share their experiences with them, share a bit of their stories. And then, like I said, we're going to answer some frequently asked questions. And as we go through, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop them in the chat for us. So this evening, we are going to kick it off with Sarah and take it away.
Thanks, Jen. Hey, everyone. My name is Sarah. Honestly, I love sharing on this call because 2.5 years ago, when I first joined Beachbody as a client, I never in a million years expected coaching to be a part of my life. But to give you a little bit of information about me, I am a mom of 2. I am also currently a grade 8 teacher. And when I first joined the coach community, like I was a client first, like most people are. I was struggling big time in my own journey, and I was just heading back to work after maternity leave. None of my clothes fit. I wanted to start making some changes to my health. And it was really early on in my own personal journey that I was invited to the coaching opportunity. And to be honest, the first time that I was like completely thrown back by it. Like had all of these reasons why there's never in a million years that I would do something like this, like a huge list of reasons as to why this wouldn't be a good fit for me. But even though I was so early in my own personal journey, I was starting to really appreciate the changes that I was making to my health. And I looked back at my track record and I knew that I've never been consistent with health and fitness my entire life. And I also knew that I was feeling terrible the way that I was before I started. And if I had any chance of really continuing these habits and these changes long-term, I knew I needed to add some extra accountability to my journey. So ultimately, 6 weeks into my own journey, I decided to say yes to coaching for selfish reasons. I wanted to stay accountable to the changes that I was making. I was absolutely terrified to make this decision. I'm not going to lie. Like I said, a massive list of reasons why. I was struggling big time postpartum. I was struggling with anxiety. I was 2 weeks back to work after maternity leave. Like my plate was already overflowing. I had a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, no experience with social media. Like I could go on and on and on. But even though it was a terrifying decision for me, looking back now, it was easily the best decision I've made for my life, because that one decision has had a ripple effect redirect into so many other areas that I truly didn't expect or even think was possible. So first and foremost was like my own personal journey. Like I said, that is the reason I started coaching. And even when I started just my health and fitness journey, my goal and my hope was to lose like 10 or 15 pounds, like get back into my work clothes, just feel a little bit more comfortable. But through coaching and it being my job to show up every single day, and I'll tell you, 2.5 years in, there's still many days where I show up and I push play on a workout because I know people are looking for me. They're waiting for me. They're depending on me to show up. And I've been able to far surpass my hopes in my own personal journey because of coaching. I've been able to release 60 pounds, which I didn't even think was like in the realm of possibilities for me. And, that was my hope at first, but honestly, the weight that I lost is like a small sliver of what coaching has done for my life. The things that I've gained have far outweigh anything that I've lost. And I know so many coaches on our team would agree and say the same thing, but so yeah, ultimately it served its purpose. It still does in terms of accountability in my own journey. Your health and fitness isn't linear, right? Like it's up and down, it's constantly learning, it's constantly evolving. And you stepping into the coach role, it forces you to continue to like look in the mirror and ask yourself, like, what changes can I make? How can I show up a little bit better every single day? We're not perfect. We're not experts like Jen said, but we have this extra responsibility, which is actually really cool, to ourselves to show up the best that we can and to be our healthiest, happiest, strongest selves. So it's been incredible in terms of my own personal journey. One of the really, really cool parts of coaching for me is the impact that it's had on people around me. My friends, my family, girls that I teach with, old high school friends, like so many people in my life have made their health more of a priority simply because I was brave enough to share what I was doing and I invited them to join me. And I can't tell you how cool it feels to get a message from someone and they're thanking me, like for nudging them, for inviting them maybe once or twice, for encouraging them along the way, because these changes that I've made in my life that so many other coaches have as well, they're also starting to experience them, right? I've had some clients lose more weight than they ever could have dreamed of. I've had clients come off of anxiety medication. I've had some clients build up their confidence just through their health and their fitness journey and have applied to go back to school, have decided that they don't love their career and they finally have this confidence because they're taking care of themselves to do bigger things outside of their health. So it really, really is so cool. I think as coaches, we don't even understand the magnitude of the impact that we have on other people. Even the people who are watching, they're not saying anything, maybe they're not joining, we're still inspiring them. And it's one of the coolest parts of this job that I think it's so easy to take for granted. And you don't even understand the impact that you're going to have on other people when you make the decision to jump in and say yes to coaching. Another huge benefit to coaching in my life was something that I really didn't expect. And that was the income potential. I had no intentions of making money in this business. Like I was just showing up selfishly for my own journey, like wasn't planning on building a team, wasn't planning on growing a business. And I thought the people that had success with network marketing were like the unicorns, right? The best of the best, like wasn't even considering it an option. And I remember saying to my husband, if I can make enough money, even just to pay for my products, and this hobby isn't going to cost me anything, then that's a huge win. But 2.5 years into this, it has given me so many opportunities. Back in March of 2020, my husband had to take a layoff off of work. Our oldest son has a compromised immune system with like all the craziness of the world. He really had to step back, and I worked really, really hard that year. And coaching was able to fill some of those gaps that we were missing in our income. And that was really one of my first moments of like, man, I can make an income with this. And I worked hard, and every coach makes different money based off your skill, your diligence, like insert income disclaimer, but it really opened my eyes to the possibilities. And then the next year when my husband went back to work, I was able to go down to part-time teaching. And then this coming September, I'm stepping away from teaching altogether to do this business full-time, which is insane to me because 2.5 years ago, I had no intentions of having even a single person join me in my journey. This doesn't mean you need to quit your job. This doesn't mean you want to build a massive business, but just know that it's a possibility and don't count yourself out. Like if you are like me joining for accountability and that's why you want to say yes to coaching, that's amazing. But keep your mind and your heart open because it's incredible all the opportunities that this business can have in your life. So anyways, there's so many other coaches that are going to share with you tonight, but after you hear from them, I really want to encourage you to ask yourself 3 questions when you get off this call. Could your own journey, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, whatever, could your own journey benefit from some kind of extra accountability? Would it make you proud? Would you feel happy to inspire the people in your life who you love the most to also make these changes? And could your household benefit from some kind of additional income? Whether it's paying for your products like a hobby, or you want to leave your career and grow a big business, anything truly is possible in this business. And if you say yes to one of those or to any of them, I truly think that this could be a great fit for you too. I'm going to pass it off to you, Erica.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Hi, I'm Erica. I started with Beachbody as a client 3 years ago, February 2019. And I think it's so appropriate that our June What is Coaching call is exactly the point in time where I hopped onto one of these calls, where I had been doing the Beachbody programs for about 6 months. I was getting incredible results. People in my life were starting to ask me, like people at work were like, you've lost some weight, you seem happier, you seem to have more energy, what's going on? And in the back of my mind, I was kind of questioning this idea of coaching, which I'm assuming if you're on this call tonight, most of you, if not all of you, are doing Beachbody programs or in one of our communities and are probably hopping on this call for maybe having the same sort of inkling in the back of your head. So summer is honestly a wonderful time to join. And this is why. Summer, we can get so busy. And you know what? COVID restrictions are lifting and summer vacations are coming back. Camping is coming back. Cottaging is coming back. All road trips are coming back. All of the wonderful summer memories we are creating with our families are finally coming back to a world of normal. So how better to stay on your journey than by sharing it authentically on social media, maybe toe dipping into coaching and being accountable to your journey, because it is so easy this time of year to let the amazing habits you've built slide. And honestly, starting coaching in the summer really, really helped me take control of my summer and helped me no matter, and again, I started pre-COVID, but again, helped me focus in on something for me and ensure those healthy habits I had built to get me to that point continue throughout the summer. Because let's be honest, obviously we're going to go to the campfires and we're going to have the s'mores and we're going to have the margaritas on the patios and all of those things. And we're not saying not to do that. But you know what keeps you damn accountable is being a Beachbody coach and having a community of women community of women and men relying on you to show up and show up for yourself just as much as you're showing up for them. And honestly, it helped me take control of my summer. And for the first time I went back to work. So that was, for me, June of 2019, I hopped on this call. I decided to say yes to coaching. I went back that September, not the 8 to 10 pounds heavier I usually was from all of my summering. And then I was so on track in the summer. Everybody I worked with was like, oh, wow, you look even better than you did a few months ago. And I don't mean it's all about looks. Obviously, that's not what it is, but just what I was radiating, that I was energized. I was ready for my teaching year, being my healthiest self. And that was 100% because of coaching. So I really encourage you that if you're thinking of this, that it can really, really help you stay on track with your personal goals. And at the same time, while you're crushing your personal goals this summer, you can inspire those in your life to do it along with you at that campsite. How cool would it be to wake up in your tents and do a workout and inspire your sister, your cousin, your best friend that you're camping with to do it with you? On that girls trip away in Prince Edward County last summer, I woke up with 5 of my best friends and every single one of them pressed play on a Beachbody workout because they're part of my community. And that's because I went first. So I really, really encourage you to think about this. If it is something that has brought you to this call tonight, think about how this summer could be your time. And hopefully in whatever your work world is, summer is a bit more of downtime from your day job, whether that means, early Fridays, whatever it means. If you are an educator, for those of us that are in this call, we obviously have summers off as a chance to learn more about this business opportunity when it's not the rat race of what life can tend to be the rest of the year. So I encourage you to think about that this summer, and I'm going to turn it over to Chelsea.
Awesome. Thank you, Erica. That was awesome. It's so true. Summering. I died when you said that. Because every summer, all those, we have a pool and constantly drinking and eating and stuff like that. It happens. And with COVID restrictions, it just, life's getting crazy. So like Erica said, my name is Chelsea. I want to talk about my journey a little bit, and hopefully it resonates with some of you thinking maybe as to why this may or may not be the best time to start, and why no time is the right time to start if you always have an excuse to say yes or no to it. If you always have something, because there's always going to be something. So this is actually not my first time coaching. I started back when Erica started, or just before Erica and Sarah and so many of these coaches I see right now, back in 2019. Unlike Sarah, I actually asked my coach, Erin, what was coaching all about. I had just signed up for a Transform 20. I was a week into the programs. I saw her posting about all this like fun events and things like that. And I was like, I want to do this. I was almost 30 years old, working for the government, super bored with my life, like needed something. And she just looked like she was having so much fun while working out every day. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. Not even thinking about like the business opportunity, not thinking about anything. I just wanted something else for myself. And all these women looked like the best friends, and I just wanted to be a part of that. I was just really sick of where I was going with my life. And I love my job. I have a great team, but it's the government. Golden handcuffs. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's just, I was bored. And I started coaching, and I started really thinking about how it could help me with my journey, and I could post on social media and keep people accountable and keep myself accountable. The problem is I totally lost sight of why I started. And you're going to hear this probably again tonight. And if you start coaching, if you decide to start coaching, you're going to hear it a lot, but your journey is your job. And working out every day and taking care of yourself, that is your job. That's your main goal. And I lost sight of that. I was so wrapped up in what other coaches were doing and how other coaches were doing and comparing myself to other people that I lost sight of taking care of myself. We were going through some serious infertility issues, and instead of leaning into our group, I totally shut down. Instead of trying to connect with other coaches and tell them about the hard time I was going through, or talk to the people that were signing up under me, I just shut down. I lost sight of who I was, of why I was doing this. I was trying to take care of people, but without taking care of myself. And I was totally faking it. So instead of pushing through, I stopped. And from the day that I stopped until the day that I started coaching, I regretted every single second. I watched all the coaches that started with me at the same time not only get fit and healthy, mind, body, soul, everything. They were advancing in their business. All the things that I had wanted out of coaching, they were getting, and I stopped and I just watched from afar. I actually stopped working out completely. I was taking antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication because it was at an all-time high. And I couldn't control it at all anymore. I got into the worst health state of my life. And then we got pregnant 2 days before our first lockdown. And I thought, well, I'm good. I'm pregnant. This is my excuse not to work out. This is my excuse to be all the things. And instead of, giving myself excuses, I just went down a very slippery slope. And postpartum hit me once I had my son, very badly. And I didn't know where to go or what to do. And Erin, who's not on this call tonight because she's in Disney with her family, she checked in on me all the time, and she wanted to make sure I was always welcome back. And I thought about coaching every day, but I was so scared what other people would think of me, like, oh, she's doing this again. Oh, she's starting here. And I went on a what is coaching call, even though I knew exactly what it was, and something clicked. And I looked at myself, and I was the biggest I ever was. I was unhealthy mentally, all the things. And I needed it to stop because I was going down a very, very dangerous path. The relationship with my husband was terrible. The relationship with my son was non-existent because of postpartum. It was awful. And getting back on that what is coaching call, I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter if everybody thinks I'm dumb. It doesn't matter how people look at me, because I need to get healthy for me. I need to keep myself accountable. And I know showing up every day on social media and talking about it, I don't want to let myself down. I don't want other people to think that I'm letting them down. So I knew I had to start. And every single one of those coaches that started with me welcomed me back with open arms and were like, yes, you're home, sister. Yes, you came back. Yes, you got this. And being a part of this community changed my life. Having people that want the same things as you is a feeling like none other. I have an amazing group system. I have amazing friends. They're the greatest, whatever. There is something different about people and women that want the same things in life as you. People that lift you up no matter what, people that want to get healthy without making it about diet culture and this and that. They just really want better for themselves. People that want to make extra money for their families. Like, this is the new way of things. And it's weird to people that haven't done it before, but like, everybody in here wants to do it too. So coming back to coaching was the best thing of my life. And of course I regret ever stopping, but maybe I needed that for my journey, but you don't need that for yours. And if you're thinking this isn't the best time for you, I really want to ask you why. Is it because you're not at the goal weight you want to be? Because I guarantee you, you're going to inspire more people watching you lose that weight than if you start in a couple months when you think you've lost the weight. I started when I had a 1-year-old. Like, you don't have any time with a toddler. Like, it just doesn't happen. So I had less time starting this time around than I ever did, but I was so motivated and the accountability was there and I needed that for me. And what it's done more so than just accountability is inspire so many people. When you get a message from your first client saying, oh my God, I've lost 10 pounds, or oh my God, I've worked out every day. Oh my God, I've increased my weight. There is nothing that makes you feel better than that. So I have done more in my 6 months this second time around, tenfold than I did to my 9 months the first time around. Not just like financially, but I no longer take antidepressants and my anxiety, which there is nothing wrong with that. But the feeling that I have, having control of my emotions and being able to wake up every day being like, I can press play. There are things that I can do to control my life than just taking medication. I needed that. I needed that for me. Anyway, so I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I like to ramble on and I don't mean to, but just ask yourself, is it really that hard of a time to start? Or there's always going to be something. If you're waiting for your kids to be older, well, yeah, they're going to get older and they're going to have more activities. They're going to have more of a social life. So you need to come first too, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. And yeah, so that's all I need to say about that. And I'm going to pass it back over to Jen, I think.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Chelsea. Oh my God. Like, I was in tears. I don't think I was the only one. So now we're going to pop into some frequently asked questions. I'm going to toss it over to Courtney.
All right. Hey guys, my name's Courtney. I have been coaching 4.5 years. I'm so excited to be here on this call. Chelsea, that was her first time sharing on one of these calls. You're amazing. Thank you for being so vulnerable. Like, it truly impacts people's decisions, hearing from different coaches and their journey to doing this, right? So really appreciate your energy. Okay, FAQs. The first one is, how much does it cost to be a coach? So really simply, there is a coach fee that you pay every single month. It's $15.99 US, $19.99 Canadian. In return for that fee, what you get is Beachbody doing all the customer service for you, all the ordering, taking payments, returns, all that kind of stuff. They have an incredible customer service. Hopefully you've already had a good experience with them if you're a client. And you also get a back office, which is like a CRM, a customer management system that houses all your clients and your stats and your income and all those things. So there is no business that is as cheap as this one, I promise you. So that is the fee that you pay monthly. And then in terms of ordering your own products, You don't have to order anything in order to collect the income that you've earned. You just have to pay that coach fee. But if you want to be a part of the recognition programs and all the other things that Beachbody has tied to this business, you need to spend a minimum of what is 90 points. So it's a point system. 90 points is equal to about $100. So for example, a bag of Shakeology is 90 points. Energize, our mom crack, is 38 points, right? So 90 points a month is that minimum you have to spend in order to qualify for everything, for all the recognition programs and all that good stuff. And then the second question is, how much can you make? This is such a loaded question, right? Like, I didn't get into this to build a business. I got into this for accountability, and because I just thought, like, man, if I really stuck with this, I'd probably lose that 30 pounds that I wanted to lose, right? But when I got my first paycheck of $50, I was like, oh, like, they just deposited it right in my account, and I was like, damn, like, that felt really good to me. And I was a stay-at-home mom. And then it was like $88 the next week. You get paid every week, which also was really cool, because at the time my husband was on a like every 2-week schedule. So every week I was starting to get this little bit of money. What you can make is a direct reflection of how hard you want to work in this business. There's the opportunity, like one of the ladies mentioned, to just pay for your products. And we call that a hobby coach, somebody that's literally doing this to pay for their hobby, to be able to order all the products that they want and pay for that. And that's great. There's a space for you on our team. We have a lot of hobby coaches in the sisterhood, or on whichever team that invited you here today. There's also the opportunity to build a business. And I'll say, not a lot of people enter it being like, I'm going to build a business, because that feels really like vulnerable and scary, right? But I also want you to understand the potential. Like Sarah said, I love that she talked about that, to understand the potential. And so I'll share my income progression over the past 4 years, just to show you, if you do want to put your head down and like really build this thing, it's yours for the taking. I started in 2018 in February, so I had almost a full year of working, and I made $12,000. In 2019, I had like probably 6 working coaches on my team. It was a hard year for me, because I'd already lost the weight and I didn't really truly make genuine habit changes yet. And so I struggled in that year. I made $30,000. That made a big impact in my life at the time. And that's really when I felt like, man, I feel like I could do this. And I was 2 years in, okay? On my 3rd year of coaching, COVID hit, and I had some incredible momentum in this business, and I made $99,000. And I thought, man, I'm in this for the long haul. And then last year, I made $212,000 coaching from home. And that has changed my life, because I have never wanted to be an employee. And this business has freed me from that, and has given me the opportunity for time freedom and financial freedom in a way that I never thought possible. It's not easy. This is a roller coaster of emotions sometimes, because you're sharing your life on social, and you're being vulnerable, and you're forced to be authentic, or else it's not going to work. But if you feel in your belly that you want to change your stars, you want to rewrite your story, this business is possible. It's not going to happen in 3 months or 6 months. You have to put your head down and believe. And while you're doing that, you have to pour your heart and soul into these programs, and that will change your life. So how much can you make is entirely up to you, but we as a team are here to support you and meet you where you're at in terms of training. If you are like, I want to do the dang thing, then we're right beside you, helping you along the way. And I'll talk about how to get started in a little bit, but I'm going to pass it back to Jen.
All right. So the next question we get, and it kind of ties in with what Courtney said, is how much do I have to post on social media, or do I have to post on social media, or I'm scared of social media? I want to say, join the club if that's how you feel, because I don't think there's a single coach on this team that can honestly say that they weren't slightly terrified to share on social media. But welcome to 2022. You guys, this is how to build a freaking business right now, with no overhead, with the greatest free marketing tool that can literally reach thousands of people with your true authentic message, right? Social media, it prior to coaching, it's a place where you share your family vacation pics, right? And maybe you wish your friends' birthdays, like your acquaintances that you went to university, you wish them a happy birthday and all that stuff. When you become a coach, all you're doing is flipping the script. All of a sudden, your social media has gone from a place where you're simply just sharing for fun to sharing in the hopes of building a freaking business and helping to inspire people who need to hear your message and maybe who need to see someone like them going through a journey that they know that they themselves need to go through too. So it does take courage, it does take bravery, it does take vulnerability, but at the end of the day, if this is something that you want, we are here to show you and walk you through. We tackle social media presence in our coach training. We walk you through it. We share posts with each other. We cheer each other on. We are your biggest supporter, but we promise you that we will set you up for success to conquer social media.
Okay, I'm going to talk about time. That's another frequently asked question. How much time does this business take? And sort of it goes back to that income thing. How much time do you want to put into this? Honestly, we encourage every new coach that joins our team to do a true time audit of your day. And we're talking minute to minute from the second you wake up until the second you go to bed. Track for a week how you are spending your time. If you are spending an hour and a half scrolling social media, check that screen time counter on your iPhones if you have one. It's a wake-up call. Then you probably have time to build this business. A lot of us work full-time jobs, and almost every single person that has started as a coach on this team has had a full-time job and has built a really successful business out of this while working full-time, while being parents, while doing all of the things. So it's a hard question to answer. Again, if you want to be a hobby coach to just kind of pay for your products and stuff, that's going to be less time in your day than a coach who really wants to build this business that's going to be giving up their Netflix, their bachelor shows, their lunch hours, chit-chatting with their colleagues by the coffee machine or in the staff room or whatever, and are going to really dive in and use every second of their free time to get into this. So it's completely dependent on what you want out of this, but I will say we have amazing mentorship. Whatever coach added you to this call or invited you to this call will mentor you through the whole thing. So don't feel like you're just stuck with all this time in the world and not knowing what to do with it. We do have an amazing mentorship program, which will tell you what to do in those pockets of times to start running this business. And I think I'm tossing it back to Court.
Okay, so 2 more questions. I know we're a little bit over time, but I do want to finish them out. Is this a pyramid scheme though? And it's like funny, like I added this question 6 months ago and it needs to be here because so many people are concerned about what other people think, are concerned about what their parents are going to think, what their spouse is going to think. Plainly, a pyramid scheme is when you pay money and do not receive a product or service in return. So no, it's not a pyramid scheme. It is network marketing. And welcome to 2022. Network marketing is a viable business opportunity that so many people have started to see it for what it is. Because when COVID hit and everybody was stuck at home and then they all had to go back to work, it was like, I know there was terrible things in COVID, but there was a lot of people that were pretty happy they were working from home. And then they all had to go back to work and it was like, kind of would be nice to still be working from home, right? So it's outside the box and it's a way to build a business that is not traditional. And most of us are conditioned to think as an employee. And this is the total opposite of that. It is your efforts reaping your own rewards. It's not an hourly paid job. It is being an entrepreneur. And it's an opportunity to be an entrepreneur at a very low startup cost. The last question is, how do you get started? Like we've mentioned, we do a coach mentorship. We do it every single month. So we started our June one a little bit late. It's going to start on Monday. And you'll be in a Facebook chat pod with all the other coaches within our big team that are starting in June together. It's a self-paced training. So there's a bunch of videos that you can watch on your own time. And then we get together as a team for 3 calls across the month. All those calls are recorded. If you can hop on them, great. Live is always best, but they're always recorded, because at the end of the day, almost every single person that joins coaching does it for time freedom, right? And so you need to do with your time what is best for you and your family. And that includes scheduling this business in the pockets that work for you. To proceed and to enroll as a coach, reach out to the person that invited you to this call. And if you have more questions, if you're not sure, if it's like, oh, I would do it, but schedule a one-on-one with them and tell them and chat it out. Back to you, Jen.
Well, we are going to wrap this up now. Sorry, we went over by a few minutes, but we are really, truly so grateful that you joined us this evening. Hopefully that helped to answer some questions for you about what this opportunity is about. You got to see a little bit of our team, a small, small sliver of our team, and hear some of their stories. Before we go, though, I want to encourage you to do something. So when we are offered with something that is outside the box, if you've never done network marketing and maybe it's something that you're a little leery of, or you're not sure about putting yourself out there, it can be scary, absolutely. But we tend to think about all of the reasons why we can't do this. And here's what I want to challenge you to do. I want to challenge you to get off this call and ask yourself, why could you do this? And why could you be really good at this? Because we do not have any kind of magic sauce within us, but we can help show you the way, and we can lead you. If you join our team and you choose to come along with us on this amazing ride, and I want to challenge you to see what it is within you that you have that could really make an incredible coach. So thank you guys so much for coming tonight, and we hope to see you soon. Take care.
Thanks, guys. Just for the recording, because I did share my actual income, I'm going to insert the income disclaimer. Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success income. It is all up to your own diligence, skill, and effort. Have a great night, guys.